Gen Z, all of this stuff, it all plays into, even last night in New York, dude winning. You know, I mean, there's a bunch of people out there that feel they have been sold a bill of goods, young kids who are looking around going, I can make six figures, but I'm still going to live with 9 roommates.
Yeah.
I did an interview earlier today with a guy who's got a new book coming out. I'll play some of it tomorrow. He's got a book about the Ivy Leagues, but a lot of it was about just college in general and how we send too many kids to college who shouldn't go there. We promise them you do this, this, and this, and everything's going to be rosy. Well, now they've come out. They've got a mortgage without a house and a degree that in many cases isn't going to get them anything. And there is a shrinking workplace environment for them. You got to pay attention to this, people. You do.
Well, yeah, I mean, this was one of the things that President Trump won on. He was elected on putting more money in our pockets, more disposable income is what it's about. And, you know, we were talking about this, and then we were talking about, you know, this communist that the Democrats in New York City have decided they're going to put up as their mayoral candidate, who's offering all this quote unquote free stuff. And these Gen Zers, they hear that.
Yeah. They hear it loud and clear.
Even though nothing is ever free, that resonates with them.
And they recognize that it's not free. They're not idiots. But you know what? They're over the establishment. I think they're pissed. They're angry. And it's rightly so. I mean, it started with our generation, guys, because that was the push. Like, my generation, because we're Gen Xers here. Not everybody... just then were kids starting to take the SATs and really where it was going to be a lot of everybody going to college. And then after my generation, it became nothing but everybody's got to go to college or else. Basically, you're going to be toothless, homeless, right? Living in the corner, eating bugs. And if you don't get a degree, then everybody got a degree and you found out what's it worth? And as life got more expensive, you know, at least in our generation, guys, you could go to school and work and pay for it. You can't do that nowadays at a decent school if they make you pay the full ride. These kids are going to be angry. And the thing is, can you get them to vote?
Now that's another thing.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And while he won last night, you know, Mondani, we'll go over who he is because he's a bit of a character. While he won last night, it was a primary, and the way they do it is ranked choice. So you put in your top 3, 4, 5 choices, whoever. Our buddy Lander, what was he?
Brad Landers.
Yeah. What was this? What was he like? I forgot what he was. He was like the money guy. Yeah, he didn't. He got like 5% of the vote.
And he had all the money.
Yeah, and holding on to somebody who was here illegally apparently didn't get him all the votes he thought he was going to get.
Yeah. Sheltering illegal immigrants.
Whatever he was trying to do. But he only got 43%, so he didn't get a full. But Cuomo has a chance to run as an independent, as is Adams, and there still may be a Republican. And a Republican's chance. A Republican will come back when it looks like it did in the 80s, and then everybody's like, well, we better find somebody else. So this will be interesting because, as I was telling, you know, while it's not assured that this guy's going to win, I mean, mostly will be, the fact is they could split the vote, and there could be a plurality. Somebody get 38% and end up winning. They'd have to go to some sort of runoff, and then that would be because they could easily split this vote. But he's probably going to be, and he's a communist. He's Democratic Socialist. It's not what this guy is. Listen to him talk about the grocery stores it's not just grocery stores, too.
Gas stations,
all of the things. Hey, Belle, can I get a little audio here? Would you maybe do that for me because you love me?
Yeah.
Maybe? You think Belle loves you? Belle, you love me still? Please, a little bit?
Yeah, I have to. I was embarrassingly late to get behind the board today.
That's okay.
I was doing
He's doing stuff. Good God. All the stuff he's got to do.
That's way to go, Brother Bilal.
He doesn't leave us high and dry. This guy, though, is giving you everything.
Grocery prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way. I'm Zahran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you know that? How are you? Wait, hold on. I'm just trying to. So
It's effective, man.
it is.
It's
Tell
effective.
everybody they're going to get everything they want whenever they want. Everybody gets free stuff. And if you don't deliver, at least your message was nice. And if you can give them some free stuff, then you can blame everybody else for not allowing you to give out all the free stuff.
And I'm telling you, those youngsters eat it up.
They do. And they're frustrated. They're
frustrated.
angry.
Yes.
Because they look over and they say, I don't see too much, especially in the old guard, when it comes to somebody like Cuomo. Right? Cuomo is first of all, he's had some issues with the ladies.
The ladies.
COVID did not help him, especially
No.
when you're putting all the old people that were sick back with the old people that weren't.
Yeah.
And then you go from there. His dad was governor. He was governor. He didn't even really campaign because I think he thought, well, I'll get this.
I'll win.
Yeah. And it didn't happen. This guy give it to him. He went around to every place he possibly could. He shook every hand he possibly could. And, of course, he promised everybody everything they possibly could. But the young showed up in a major way because they're angry.
And he beat the establishment.
Beat the establishment. I think that it doesn't play in Tennessee. It doesn't play in Cedar Rapids, this kind of stuff.
Sure.
But it does play in New York. And the thing is, Tennessee, we feel it with our young. You and I talk about it, Ken, how expensive your life is with your daughter, my kids. I mean, how ridiculously expensive it is. That kind of message doesn't have to be radical, but it could be enough to get people to go, yeah, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe they're doing something here. Right. And he's
Yeah,
giving away free stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can get enough of them out there to vote,
Yeah.
it could make a difference.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, though, with the young, right? Like, they could be energized, but they could be loud. But you know what the older generation is? They're consistent.
Yeah.
They'll show up.
Yeah. So, I mean, from what it looks like to me, what's going on right now is I don't really see any price increases as a result of tariff talk yet.
Not yet.
I don't see that happening. And there is that caveat that it may not happen. However, I don't know if prices have come down from where they were when President Trump was telling everybody prices are going to come down.
No, they haven't.
And that's going to be the thing.
It is. If the inflation that was here under the likes of, Biden and towards the end of Trump, but that was COVID. But if this stuff isn't transitory and we can't seem to get a handle on the inflation of prices, and inflation is okay if your wages outgain inflation. That's not happening. And you need that to happen. And that's not happening with these kids, especially younger. Hell, that's not happening with most people, because I hear from you guys all the time. And Ken and I will say it over and over again. It's about the economy, period. Everything else.
It absolutely is.
You can go and solve Ukraine. You could solve Hamas and the Palestine battle that goes on there, the issue there. You could fix what's going on around, have regime change in Iran, get Santa Claus to run the damn place, turn it into a mecca of awesomeness. And you know what? If the economy here sucks, you're out. And the true is, it's opposite. It's true. Everything else could go to hell in a handbasket. But if we're doing well, GDP's good, you're not worried about losing your job, things are good.
Yeah. The three things that Trump talked about: the border, he has handled that. The southern border, for all intents and purposes, is nowhere near the type of sieve that it was.
No.
However, we're still seeing wars, and we are still not financially where we want to be. And those are the things that he has got to tackle before we get to 2026. And I'm not saying he's not going to. We got to get there.
And not everything is.
And we got to get there sooner rather than later.
And not everything is in his control.
No, it's not.
We act like he's some sort of magician or wizard, like he's Harry Potter or genie's going to grant you a wish. Not everything is in his control. if these court battles are one. Let's just take the court and immigration. He's fixed the border. Everything else is going to take time. We recognize that. But when it comes to tariffs, we don't know what China's eventually going to do or not going to do. Yesterday, by the way, I don't know if I was thrilled by this. Did you see that he told China they could start buying oil again from them?
From Iran?
From Iran. It's been 3 years since they bought oil. They get it in what they call teapots, where somebody buys it.
Let's be honest, it's been 3 years since they said they wouldn't buy oil,
here's the
but
thing.
did.
Little companies buy them from other little companies, but the large amount that they're going to buy from the state, they couldn't get that kind without everybody finding out. But I thought that was rather weird. I think he wants to cut a great deal there. I'm not quite sure, still wonder about the whole thing with China. But not everything is all about his control. And should something else slip and, Iran decide to do something crazy, or Israel says, nope, we're going in for regime change, or all of this stuff, and it sends the world sideways, Trump can only do so much. So, and as we've talked about it over and over again, you have a limited time, because while you're not on the ballot, you're absolutely on the ballot. Because
anymore, that's how it is.
Yeah, because the next 2 years, they're trying to impeach you now, knowing full well they can impeach you. But they're still throwing it out there, and they're licking their chops, hoping everything goes to hell in a handbasket. So next year, boom, out goes your folks, in comes theirs, and you spend the next 2 years going in and out of the Capitol trying to defend yourself from impeachment and investigation after investigation.
Yeah, if Democrats get the House, they will lock everything down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything will be locked down.
Yeah. I know somebody's like, he's only been in office 5 months. True. Only been in office 5 months. Guess what? Guess who doesn't care about that? The world. You've got to show it, because this is not about, as much as everybody thinks it's about him, it's not. It's as much about Congress and everybody else getting their job done, but there are also outstanding circumstances beyond his control that may cause a lot of this. And people are already starting to campaign, and they're trying to find out, where should we throw our God knows how much money to try to unseat the Republicans.
Well, you just played that guy's ad.
Yeah.
Zoran Menandi
Yeah.
is his name. His ad was all about economy.
All about economy. All about economy. 100%. Goodness me. You economy. Everything else, well, you know what? You can fix that later. You don't fix the economy, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. And people are still looking, and they're nervous. And if there is a late year slowdown or even a recession, then it's going to really look like it, because they're already starting to campaign.